is I think today's what, the 27th or 28th? It's a Monday, whatever that day is today. We are in the middle of, you're going to be able to hear it here. We're in the greenhouse. We've got the strong winds are kicking back up today, so it is howling. I get out here in the greenhouse, getting ready to get started on some of my plants for the season. And to walk you through what we're going to do, I've got my new grow lights. We're going to be checking those out. We're going to set up a couple spots here that later in the week, when we come back live again, we're going to start planting some of our, again, lettuce varieties. I'm going to get those started. Next week, we're going to start on some brassicas. More there, but we're going to work on getting some styrofoam down here. Going to get our grow mats out. Going to show you those. And then but big thing is going to walk you through the new grow lights that we currently have here. I'm using one actually for lighting right above you there. So if you haven't been here before, this is the program where I just come live during the week in the afternoons to do things greenhouse and gardening. That's really what we're here to do today. So again, during the spring, we're in the greenhouse here, and before we get started, we'll walk you through like normal what the greenhouse is, kind of how the setup is, where we're at in Michigan, and then so that's this time. And then once we start getting into the fall, once we start getting into the spring, and we work our way out towards the garden, we'll be live in the garden when we're planting, when we're weeding, when we are setting up the overall garden itself too, because we've got a lot of work we have to do. We have a full compost section we've got to work on here in the next couple months. Once it starts to warm up a little bit, we got compost to get going. I have an entire cover crop in my garden that we have to work on and get that taken care of as well in the spring. And then also obviously get started with our spring planting, which is going to be great. So hopefully I'm going to earn your subscription today. You guys come check it out. But yeah, so in the greenhouse here today, it is a balmy 24 degrees outside. We've had some sunlight today that has been coming through quite a bit. I'm running the heater right now, but we're at 50 degrees inside the greenhouse, which again, I will take. This greenhouse is 6 by 6 by 16. And I have foam insulation on basically 3/4 of it, as well as up here. And then what we have up here is going to be our bubble wrap, which allows the sunlight to come in here. And it was great. We did have one individual. We were in here the other day. One of the folks, the subscribers, recommended I pick up some of this, and this is it's wrapped for an HVAC system, which it reflects back down. So I gave that a try. So it seems to be working okay. But today we're going to be looking at a couple things. Like I said, we're going to work on getting some of our area here set up so later in the week we can start. I've got some lettuce, and we're going to go over the different type of lettuces that we're going to be starting here as well. And then also for next week, so I can start some brassicas, as well as I'm going to get a head start on my my perennials. I got some more perennials that I want to do. I've got an area in my yard that I just want to drop some other perennials. So we're going to start those as well. So that's going to be exciting. So with that, if this is your first time on the stream, welcome. It's a good time. Hop on with any questions you have about greenhouse gardening, things like that. Now, I'm a business coach by trade, but I do gardening as a hobby, and I come in here. So with that, I needed to get basically new grow lights for out here in the greenhouse. Again, 6 by 6 by 16. And what I ordered was off of Amazon. So we're going to look at the full kit here. See if I can get the name of these things here off of Amazon so you can see where they're at. They are the T5 plant light, 1.4 foot. Anyways, we'll take a look at them. Hey, what's happened there from the black man in Los Angeles? How you doing? With V reflector times 4. Basically, these are out of China. Show you what they look like here. They're what they are is you've got a full length of LED lights here. It's the full daylight spectrum that they have, and they're real simple. They just kind of plug in. They've got a plug here with a little adapter here. Where's it at here? That's not the one that I want. Okay, so what they do is they work in a chain, and they're expandable. So I've got my one there. Basically, they'll plug in the spot here. Then this side, you have where the next line will go. I'm a business coach by trade. That's what I do. So I work with an executive planner. So I work with owners and their leadership teams to grow their businesses. They bring me in to help with stuff, and then I also help businesses get ready to sell. as well. So it basically plugs in here, and you'll have another one, so it'll run the whole chain right along there. And I've got one plugged in here above here, so you can kind of see the light. So you can see here, it's kind of, so you can see the light that we have here. I just placed it up here, so that's what it looks like. But I want to go through kind of what's in the kit though, because if you'll see, you know, it's kind of have to have it set up in the different areas, and we're going to take a look at it. It's going to, because last year here in the greenhouse, man, we had all sorts of stuff going. I had all my vegetables plus a metric ton of flowers going. We had the entire area set up. So for those that don't know, again, welcome back. Hopefully I earned your subscription today. On this side, this is where my garden's at. It's screaming today outside. I don't know if I want to get the camera out there for it, but maybe later this week we'll show. I've got a 50 by 25 garden that's over here. So straight to the projects. Well, yeah, I say I was born in rural Michigan. I'm in my village of 270 odd people here. I spent time in the Air Force, did all those things, and now I'm on my, you know, basically out here back in Michigan, helping businesses grow here. It's kind of where I'm at. So that's what I love about the internet here. We all get to learn all sorts of different stuff about each other, different experiences. So, you know, I have a few folks that I've helped out over the years, just over the internet, talking with them as far as setting up businesses, and it could be historically underutilized business areas, hub zones, and the way when I was in the military, I helped out there too. The way I describe hub zones, it's a classification where the government. Oh, hey, thank you for the tax dollars. I appreciate it. Is again, a hub zone is wherever Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard is at. That's typically a hub zone. So the government, we tried to put more business dollars down there to help out the community. But I've helped a lot of folks who made that transition out of there. So, like I say, it's a different hustle, but it's still hustle, is the way I've always explained it. All right, so I want to take a look here and kind of see what they have. So they've got these. Each one of them comes with this little kit here too. I want to be able to look at. Let's see what we got here. So they've got different ways to go about this. So they've got some like sticky 3M little tape things here that I suppose you could pop it up against the wall here. What else we got? I know there's instructions, which I should be looking at, but I'm probably not going to. Oh, okay, and then on the top here, this is where I wanted to see. So they got these little clips. Let's see if we can find one here. So they'll have these little clips that should snap right on top here, just like that. Yeah, and that's what I'm going to want to have, because what I'm going to do is, so when we come down here, I'm going to drop you guys down so you can kind of see the plan here as we go to set these up. Come on down. All right, so these are the shelves that I built. These are out of... So today we are going through these lights as far as kind of getting these set up a little bit. I'm going to be starting later this week some of my lettuce and some of the stuff that does better in colder weather. I'm going to go and get those started now. We're going to do peas also here in the next couple weeks. Get started on them, because again, they can do well in the cold. They just need warm to get started, and after that, and that's part of what we're going to be working on here. So we've got these. We're gonna basically have these things set up with some wire that I can adjust the height on these, because what you want to have basically against, let's use this one as an example. So on our pods here that we're going to be filling up and get them started, we're going to have here is underneath here, we're going to have this light set to a point to where it is not too close. We're going to find a little sweet spot to where I'm getting enough coverage down on top of the lights here, or on the seedlings as they're going, because the reason you have your grow lights, one is to extend your growing season. Here in the greenhouse, like I said, it's below freezing outside, but we're a nice 50 degrees in here right now. But when you have the warmth, that's one thing, is what the seeds need. They need to be above typically around 50 to 70 degrees. 70s is more where they like to live at for the soil, in order for them to germinate. But the issue is once you have them germinate, they need light. They need a lot of light in order to grow, or else they get really leggy. I don't know if you've ever seen, but you'll have new seedlings will pop out. Look at really thin, really quick. It's because they're trying to get up to as much sunlight as they can, and they expend all that energy growing up instead of growing down. So we want them to grow down first, then up, which means get their root system in place, and then because they're getting plenty of light, and then they'll grow up nice and strong afterwards. So that's the idea behind the lights. That's what we want to have. Like, that's the deal here. So anyways, we're gonna work on setting this up now, this first bit. So I think I'm gonna do something a little different here. Try to help I'll grab this chunk of styrofoam here. I'm gonna put this down on the ground here. Try to help with some of the cool air that I'm dealing with. Trying to help my feet out a little bit. Make it not as cold for my feet here. Okay, so let's get this first one going here. Kind of get this set up. So hopefully everyone's having a good day today. I know I am. Yeah, that's what we're gonna have here. It is, I mean, obviously it's cold. Ain't nobody trying to be around the cold or anything, but you know, once you get past that, it's not too bad. All right, so I got, bring you down. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna set up a couple bits of foam here. And again, for those, and you're gonna see what we have here, but for the foam, we have, I'm gonna bring down some of my warming pads here. Sorry, excuse me, all up in your face there. Make a little space here. I want to get this guy down here. 1 second, guys. I zigged when I should have zagged with this. Place some of this stuff here. I need that. Need this here. Just need to unplug this guy. I got one of my warming pads here that we're going to bring down. We're going to get another one set up as well. Come on, buddy. There we go. Work on getting this guy set up. And these are warming pads. If you haven't seen these before, what they do, it's pretty straightforward. They keep so these are warming pads. What these do is you put these underneath your, where'd it go? Here you go. So they go just underneath this right here, which are your little pots that you have here. Bring you down a little bit. Let's see what's going on here. All right, so once this is full and it's got potting soil in it, we got our seeds in here and everything's set. We cover this up. It's going to have plastic that goes over the top. This guy. Just like this. And what you end up with is this is heating up the soil. The moisture stays in here. It's a happy place for your seedlings, and this is what you want to have. And the warming pad, we have insulation underneath there. One, so that we're not losing heat down. But two, man, it just sets up real nice here. You don't have to worry about it. And it's waterproof, so as you're watering, it's not a big deal. So we keep that warm. And the idea is we're not necessarily warming the plants, we're warming the soil. A little bit different there mentality, but that's what we're absolutely after. All right, so we're gonna have this guy set up here. And then underneath, over the top, we're gonna have a light set up, which will be this guy right here, which we are going to disconnect him. Again, I'm assuming his gender, but I'm just going to say him for now. And we got our light, which is right here, okay? So again, this is an LED light. It is designed for plants. And what we're going to do is we're going to set this up prior to connecting the cord up here. We're going to set this light up so it is right over the top of these guys right here. Like we want it right down close, not here, but we want to make sure we're getting enough distance to where it's feeding the plants. Like that's the idea. They're going to be warm here. With this, we're going to have, what's really nice too is with the warming pad here, I'll have the heater going on here probably during the evening, and it's only going to keep it probably around 34 degrees inside here. I'll have the heater set up to kick on really at 34. I'm just trying to warm it up enough to keep it above freezing in here. The warming pad in here is what's actually going to keep the entire environment where these where my lettuce are getting started at. That's going to keep this area nice and toasty. It'll be about 70 degrees in here as it gets started. It's going to be like super happy. And the idea with the lettuce, they only need to get started. Once they get to a certain size and they get their first real leaves going, you know, it's not as important to keep them super warm. Matter of fact, lettuce, they're cold weather. They prefer to be a little cooler, but they do need it warm in order to germinate. Like that's the difference. That's the one thing that people forget about, so they don't realize. So you can get these things started anytime, as long as the seeds are warm. The other piece that we're going to be going through here too, which is going to be important, is I'm also going to be starting when we talk about my brassicas. So brassicas are next on the list. And for those that don't know brassicas are your cauliflower, your broccoli, your kale, your Swiss chard, your Brussels sprouts. And you know, again, Brussels sprouts, I had a good year with Brussels sprouts. It didn't start off that way. It was pretty funny. Like my Brussels sprouts last year were just kind of garbagey. So I just pruned them down and they turned right around and shot up like no one's business. Like I was kind of blown away how quickly they turned around. So, you know, we love that. That's what I was pretty surprised, pretty happy about that. Again, up here in Michigan, it's one of those things like you just kind of, you know, just depends on the summer that we're going to get here, what it's going to look like. And in this case, you know, this last summer we had, it was a little bit wonky, but it ended up being okay. All right, so I put the clips on. I've got the clips now that are on here. You can see that they come with the light. We've got those set up. And now we're working on my next spot here, which is going to be stringing them up. Now here's the deal on this with stringing these up though. I'm not going to be tying them on like super tight. I'm actually going to have these loose in a way that I can adjust the light up and down pretty easily, so I can make sure that they're getting plenty of light. Like that's the deal, where I don't want to be guessing. So when I make the first, so I want to get them set, see how they do. If they end up looking like they're leggy, again, leggy means like when you start seeing them pop out super long like this, that's not a good thing. So if I see them being leggy, we're going to make some adjustments. Man, you should hear the wind whipping up here. Man, is it ever kicking right now. So you can tell the difference though, between this year and last year with my new insulation I have on this greenhouse. Last year when it was windy like this, we could barely talk in here because the whole place was rattling and just going crazy. I do have a video on the insulation I put up this year on top of the bubble wrap and the overall the foam insulation. So if you're interested, you can obviously check that out. If you subscribe, it'll pop up for you, but you can go check on my page to see what we have. So again, what I'm doing here on this is I'm going to be setting these up to hang, and we're going to kind of have it set up so that I can drop the lights right down close, right about yay or so. And if that's not enough, we move them closer, or if we make adjustments. So, but yeah, this has been a crazy winter. Well, actually, this has been a regular winter for us so far this year. The last couple years have been absolutely just wild as far as winter here in northern Michigan. We barely had any snow last couple years. We got 2 feet last week. 2. It snowed, basically it snowed every day for like 5 days in a row. It just kept coming. And now we got the jet stream decided it wants to camp directly over my house, and we've got 45-mile-an-hour gusts, and it's just awful out right now. All good in the greenhouse though. That's why I'm out here. It's like 50 degrees in the greenhouse, so we love that. See, that should be, that's more than, actually, yeah. We'll tie them both off to this end right here. So I'm gonna add a little something extra in here as well to kind of tie these off. So I love gardening. You get all the fun tools, be able to do stuff. All right, so there's that. Do I have? So hopefully you guys are having a good day today. I think I actually took all my stuff inside, so I did. That's what I get for being productive. For being proactive. Oh well, we'll make it work. Hopefully you guys are having a good day today. I know today I got a lot of work done with clients, which was great. I love my clients. I'm pretty particular about who I work with. We have some really great folks that I worked with here. So what we're doing is these shelves that I made, they have wire on here. See how we got this? So I'm just going to run the string up underneath here. We're just going to hang them directly off the shelf. Like that's all we're going to be doing. Now, I did do a live stream when I was building these shelves out, but they're just studs. They're 2x3s. 2x3s, I screwed them together with I think these are 2-inch screws, and then this is just cattle wire. You can get cattle fencing at Lowe's or anywhere else. Okay. So here's one. Got this one here. Then we're going to put this guy right here, which I may actually, let's see. Yeah, we'll just tie it off right there. I may actually cut some of this off too, now that I'm taking a look at it here. Right, so there you go. Like, see, easy peasy, folks. That's all we're trying to do here. I want to be able to drop this down directly over the top of these guys, just like that, to where we can adjust the lighting as needed. That's the whole idea here. And we'll run the power right here, and we're going to run some power to it here in a second. Actually, why don't we do that now so we can actually have a visual? Wouldn't that be nice? If Ryan was considerate enough to say, hey, how about we actually run the light over there so the folks can see what it looks like in practice? All this work we're doing, why not, right? Okay. So like I said, it's got this little connector in here. It's really straightforward. And these are meant to be run in series. They were talking about, they have a connector on the back end here. You can just run the next thing here. So there we go, folks. And you can see the light that's kicking off here. We just want to be able to have this guy down in such a way, like this, give or take, where we got the light going directly on our seedlings to help them out. And you want to try to have it as close as you can. I want to make sure I have a good spread on this, which we do. And like with this, the reason it's kind of going all over the place right now is obviously because I don't have this secured, but I will, once we have this, it'll be tied off to one of my vertical spots here. But for now, that's what we're looking for. Okay, so there's that. So let's talk about what I'm going to be planting as far as getting started here once we get rolling. Once we get rolling here later in the week. Okay, actually here, let's leave this up. I think it'd be a good aesthetic. We just got the light going here. What do you guys think? Give me a thumbs up or something in the chat there to let me know if you guys think that's a good idea. Yeah, we'll do this. There we go. And I bet you I can just tie that right off. Look at us, folks. Look at that. Ta-da. All right, so here's what I'm going to be starting later this week. Mesclun is always a great one to get on if you haven't. I think everyone's familiar with this as far as salads go. Mesclun is just a great one to get going. So it's been out here. It's been enjoying the cold. It's had a good freeze. And if you've never seen mesclun seeds before, which I don't think a lot of folks actually realize how big lettuce gets. I always let mine, after I get a few cuttings off of them, I always let them go to seed. And my lettuce plants, on average are about 5 foot tall when they go to seed. They're pretty big. Mescline's no different. It tops out about 4 foot. But most of the time, like we have it, we eat the junior version of it before it's had a chance to grow. So we got mesclun for sure is going to be there. Place this up top there. So we got Bibb lettuce is another one we'll be doing here later this week. Again, this one is really great. So again, this is a smaller one that it has, and it's like a Boston butter. If you've had that, very similar to this one. And the idea is that you want to, most of these you want to outdoor sow, but for me, I get them started in here, and I'm going to be transplanting them from these pods directly into these, right? Into our, let's call them pints. I know they're not pints, but let's call them pints. And these pints are going to be big enough for the plant to grow and give me, enough lettuce so I can have that for, basically throughout the week. That's the idea. The other thing is that when I get these going, we're going to start these every 7 to 10 days. So I'm not going to do the whole batch. I'm going to do like 2 rows, like 14 of them, let them go about 10 days, start the next batch, and then start the next batch. And then what you're going to find is basically trying to think here, it takes about 60 days, give or take. So by the time I have my 8th row of them going, I'll be harvesting the stuff that I had at the beginning, and then I'll just keep that rolling throughout the year. So I'll have fresh lettuce all the time. I'll be having them before they get this big. I'll have them when they're even smaller, so they're more tender. So same thing, we'll take a look at the seeds on this for those that haven't seen them before. Again, this is like I said, this is like a Boston butter type style. Really good butter crisp. They're just really, really good. Good for salad, like especially when you mix them with the mesclun that we had earlier. And I think a lot of y'all will be familiar with these type of seeds, right, for lettuce. Nice and very fine. And again, these, they get pretty big, but not too crazy. Unlike the mesclun and some of the other lettuces that I do, that they get just huge, especially when I let them go. Before I get to the last lettuce we're going to do, I have some coriander that we're going to be starting also, along with some onions, some other stuff too. I want to kind of get the cilantro going. There's no reason not to have cilantro growing all the time. It doesn't necessarily mind the cold, but again, you got to get it started. And cilantro, I use it in everything. So we're going to get some cilantro rolling too, which again, for those, you'll notice it's got 2 names on the top here. I think it's backwards for you guys, but it's coriander, right? Cilantro and coriander, they're the same plant. Cilantro's the leaves, coriander are the seeds. So we'll be planting coriander so I can harvest cilantro, because I really don't like coriander, but I do like cilantro. All right, and then this one here, now this is this is black seeded Simpson. This is the next one. I think you guys are familiar with this one. This is nice, and again, it's very delicate in the flavor. It's not it's not like endive or those other ones that's got a little bite to it. Although this is black seeded Simpson. It does have a little bit of pepper taste to it, but it's gentle, pretty subtle. So one of the things that we like to do with this, I love to have multiple types of lettuce going at any given time. Make for better salads, right? Iceberg lettuce is cool, crunch water, but man, it's nice to be able to break it up. And you'll see, I think to no one's shock or surprise, the seeds look identical to our other lettuce. Right? That's just lettuce seeds in general. They just kind of look like that. So there's that piece. But these guys are going to be getting planted later this week. I'll be back out here live again. So if you haven't already subscribed, make sure you hit the notification bell so you know when I'm coming live here. So you can check that out. That'd be good. I do want to put these guys every time that I pop open seeds, I worry that my mousy friends are going to find them. That's always been my worry. So I want to get them in here, and we're just going to cover them up. to make it be kind of challenging for any of my mice friends to be able to come in here and get any of that. So, okay. All right. So, I think I'm pretty happy with this overall setup for my light. I think this is actually going to be pretty good. I'm really looking forward to this and be able to get these started. Specifically for not just my lettuce, but also get my peas started. And then also going to be for my perennials. Like I said, I've got a corner lot here, and the corner that's over on the southeast side it had been neglected forever. I've been putting flowers. I got some bulbs in there. But I've been putting annuals in there for the last couple of years. I don't really feel like spending money on annuals anymore. So I'm gonna get some perennials, gonna grow and get them started and set them up there. And we're just gonna have a nice big old fat perennial patch in there that can just every year be awesome. And then I just gotta thin it from time to time. I think that's gonna be the way to go. So we're gonna have some coreopsis in there. I've got some moonlight. So moonlight coreopsis I want to do. See here, what else do we want to have in there? I was thinking. I have a ton of black-eyed Susans. I almost said black-eyed peas too. I got all mixed up there. But black-eyed Susans, put some of those in there. Got some daylilies. Have those, as well as 4 or 5 different coreopsis I'll probably put in there. Those are just fun to have around, multiple colors. And they're great because... Sorry, I got the wind just howling right now. What's nice about the coreopsis is when you have them set up and they're doing their thing, you can go out there and they flower all year long. You just got to go and deadhead them, which is fine because that's easy. Just run out there when I'm mowing and just go rip all the heads off, and we're back into business. So, all right, so this looks pretty good. This is going to be the setup that I'm going to have for my seeds this year. This is what we're going to be looking at. So I appreciate everybody who's stopped by the chat today. It's good to see you all. Take care. Hopefully I earned your subscription. And yeah, if I did get your subscription, make sure you hit the notification bell so you'll know when I'm coming live here later this week as we start planting and get started in our 2025 season here in the greenhouse up here in northern Michigan. All right, take care, and I will see you next time.